elements provide spiritual guidance for daily meditations, visualizations, spell work, or life lessons. One might ask, what element do I need to get through today? The following book is the first in a special series that dives deeply into the symbolism and magical use of the elements. Each book focuses on one element and covers everything associated with that element, from spiritual places and deities to practical spells and rituals. For the witch who wants to envelop themselves in elemental practice, or for someone who needs a resource on each element, this book and its sisters will provide everything you need. Written by 4 different authors from around the globe, each book in the Elements of Witchcraft series shows just how wide and deep the esoteric understanding of the elements goes, and how to make that concept work for your own magical and spiritual needs. Join us on a deep exploration of the magical use of the 4 elements. Heather Green, Acquisitions Editor. Introduction. Sacred water. Water makes up most of our planet and also most of our bodies. Refreshing, cleansing, strong, and sublime, the power of water is all around us. Humans need water. We could never survive without it. People can live without love, as delightful as it is, but not water. This is especially true when examining the role of water in a sacred context. Both literally and figuratively, humans are born in water. Floating joyously in our amniotic sacs, our origins are a dark bliss. Then life begins in a flood of possibility, each individual navigating their own unique channels. Each manifestation of water can reveal its own magic and mystery. There are sacred wells that have been used to bless and heal for centuries, oceans deep and intense, rivers that allow passage and transformation, rainwater, waterfalls, storms, glaciers made of ancient ice, all have their own special energy and power. This book will help us discover all the ways one can celebrate and utilize these sacred waters. It will examine the divine magic of water throughout history, and more importantly, her story, and even some of their stories. The inimitable power of water is both so close and yet so far. When I first began writing this book, I was a bit puzzled as to the reasons the universe had for steering me in this watery direction. I have been a lot of things: a New Orleans voodoo priestess, a scholar, a filmmaker, an Orisha devotee, and even at times a love witch. But few have ever considered me a water witch. I don't have that many water elements in my astrology chart, and honestly, I'm not even that fond of swimming. Upon reflection, however, more was revealed. Much of the religion of the New Orleans voodoo revolves around the sacred Ashe, or energy of the Mississippi River. Many a time I have stood on her banks offering songs, dances, prayers, and gifts to honor her powerful magic. The connection between the spirits of New Orleans and the water was the subject of my documentary, Bodies of Water, Voodoo Identity and Transformation, which I created shortly before the advent of Hurricane Katrina in 2005. Another way in which I feel deeply connected to the energy of water is as a devotee of the Orisha Oshun. In African traditional religions, Oshun represents the Ashe of the river. She is seen as an Orisha of love, marriage, money, beauty, dance, and much more. African traditional religions often see special significance where others would only see coincidence. These magical moments surrounding the water have been plentiful in my life. I remember the first St. John's Eve celebration I attended in New Orleans many years ago. I had woken up early, which I often do, and I felt the need to leave offerings at the Mississippi River for Oshun. I quickly hurried to the nearest open market to purchase oranges and honey to leave for her. I walked to the river steps and proceeded to leave my items, tasting the honey and placing the oranges on the edge of the water. As I began to sing and pray,